Yes, people. This is never a foul on a Friday. We're going to be talking absolute shit on your clubs. So make sure you get your deluded opinions in because, as always, Mo is here to big them up. Big up Roms, big up Lewis. He's going to be here now every Friday, and we're going to be talking on the weekend games. Nice little preview we can talk about whichever big game's going to be coming on. But yeah, man, how you guys doing? And big up Roms as well, man, and his brother.
Thank you. No, been good. It's been a good week. A nice birthday week, you know what I mean? Big 25, so I've been good, but glad to be back. Glad to be speaking about football, man.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, happy
Wait,
birthday, bro.
how do you know? Like 12, innit?
So 25.
12, oh my damn, 12 years old, man. Big up, man. I remember when I was 12 years old. We say, Lewis.
Yeah, man, chilling, innit? Good, bro. All good. I'm looking some big games this weekend. I see the title Spurs versus Liverpool. That's a big one, man. That's a big one. But yeah, man, thanks for having me on. Glad to be part of the team, man.
Wait, what did you say? It's a title what?
I don't know. What did I say?
Title decider. Did he just say?
Did I say title decider? Hey, yo, no, I didn't say that, man. Surely I didn't say that.
Nah, man. It's I'm actually you know what? I'm really looking forward. Dana, do never ever call me Cassie Wassy ever again in your entire life, please. That's no.
Oh, oh my God.
What is that? Are you my missus? Like, I didn't even got a missus. Flip it, no. But yeah, big up yourself. What do you mean, Basil? Don't get Monts, not this guy. Well, actually, funny enough, this guy, because it was his birthday, was meant to be on yesterday's show. Monts will be on a Friday. So next week. So don't worry. There'll be lots of banter and Lewis can crash it on him every time. But yeah, man. So we're going to be doing a preview of the weekend. And also you guys in the comments need to be making sure you smash the like button. 34 likes, 2 minutes in. That stinks of crap. That stinks of my club, as Deji would say. But yeah, man. Mo, what are you saying? You're like, what time is it in Texas right now?
It's 8 a.m.
Oh, you're all right then, man. This is normal for you. But yeah, let's talk about the weekend. Let's go straight to the big game. Spurs versus Liverpool. This is your club, Roms, man. I'm very interested to see how Spurs perform, and even yourselves. To be fair, you know you want that. You know you want that bridesmaid spot back. You know you do. I can smell it. But what are you saying, man? Are you confident, or do you reckon? You reckon you're gonna, make?
I'm not confident. I'm not confident with this game. My prediction is a draw in it. We'll probably go to it later, but I just feel where we've been conceding first in all of our games and been able to come back due to how potent our attack is. I feel this is one game we might become unstuck, where we'll concede first. I think we might even concede 2 first, and it'll be one of them games where we have to come back into it. From a neutral perspective, this game is going to be amazing. It's going to be goals galore. If you're a Liverpool Spurs fan, you're going to have heart palpitation. It's going to be edgy. I think it could go either way, but I think it's going to be a draw. They're going to have success because Trent will come back. People saying Trent won't start and whatnot. It's mind games. He's been training for the past 8-9 days. He'll start. He'll go back into that midfield role. We'll play it back through. Robbo playing left centre back, and I think they'll get success on the right side. But then vice versa. Podro and Udogie, you spoke about this game a couple of weeks ago, Kaz. Podro and Udogie will be bombing up. I think they'll play a high line. I hope Nunes starts so he can expose the high line. And I just think it's going to be...
Don't say that. You're going to get Mo. His nick is going to get him a proper twist with that one. Don't do Nunes.
I know Mo don't like Nunes, but it is what it is. But I'm saying...
But it is the game for him. 100% it is the game because of the press, right?
And they're going to play a high line. The only difference with the Spurs this season, though, they've got the personnel to maybe catch up with him. Where past season they had Alderweireld, they had Dias, they had Davies, which were much slower. Your Porridge, your Dogies, your Van der Vens, Romero's not the slowest. If Nunes was to get ahead of them, they're actually forward defenders that can maybe catch up to him. But I still think they're going to play the high line, and I think we're going to have a lot of success. But vice versa, I think they will. I think this is going to be a game where it will be played more on the wings. This won't be a game played centrally. It will be very expansive and it will be out wide. But I can see this being I can see us coming away this game with a draw. But I back us.
Lewis, do you see this at all as Liverpool game to make sure that we are a title contender, we can challenge Man City, or it doesn't matter, they won't get close? Like, is this a Liverpool game that they have to win?
It's you know what it is, yeah. You remember like last year, right? Arsenal and that. I said all season that at some point Arsenal would bottle it, right? And they did, but they left it pretty late. With Liverpool, I think Liverpool are going to be up there. I don't think they'll win it. I think City will win it, and I think in the end we'll win it by quite a few points. But I don't want to be doing what I did last year with Arsenal and be saying, "Yeah, don't worry, it's going to come, and then it's like match day 34. You know what I mean? That's too soon. I think Liverpool's attack is frightening, mate, and I think that gets them out of a lot of shit. From what I've seen of Liverpool this season, there's been a few games where they were lucky to win. I mean, Newcastle away, I think were lucky. I'm not saying they don't deserve to win it, but lucky to win that. Wolves, I thought they were fortunate there as well. But their attack is just so frightening. I still think that their midfield and defence is not title worthy. And I think across the 38 game season, I think they'll end up dropping too many points. But listen, if Liverpool can beat Spurs tomorrow, then they beat Newcastle, beat Spurs. That's a pretty decent start. But listen, I think it's, Cass said, speaking on Tottenham, I think it's arguably a more bigger game for Spurs for me, because like they've started this season so well, got a decent point at Arsenal. Obviously, they usually struggle at the Emirates. I think if they can go there tomorrow and get a point or nick a win, I think you got to be looking at them as like, where is this team? Because they've got no European football. They've already been knocked out of the Carabao Cup. They've got one game a week until the FA Cup starts in January, February, or whatever. They can keep their players fit. It's going to be a big. I just think these two teams are like, they could have good seasons, but at any point they could just fall off. You know what I mean? Like if Spurs, if Maddison gets injured, Son gets injured, or something like that, they'll fall off. And I think with Liverpool, they've got a couple of key players, Salah, Nunes. For me, if either of them two get injured, I think they could struggle. But listen, I think it's going to be a great game. I don't know if there's going to be goals though, Roms, bro, because I think for me, I hear what you're saying, and it could be open, but I think both teams can't really afford to lose, especially Liverpool. If Liverpool have ambitions of winning this title, they can't really open up the game too much. So listen, I think it's going to be a mad match, but
I think the same as
the only reason why I said that is because you've got two managers in Andrew and Klopp. Because I said before last week, before Spurs went to Arsenal, it'll be naive for Ange to stick to his principles. I know a lot of people think that, but even though Spurs had a good start to the season, sometimes don't be naive. Different horses for different courses, right? But he proved me wrong. He stuck to his guns, and Spurs, let's be honest, should have won that game. I just think this is two managers that are going to stick to their principle, and that means two high lines. Both will be pressing one another, and I can see it just being a ping ball. And let's be honest, both teams, as much as we score a plethora of goals, we also concede a lot of goals as well. So I can just see it being high scoring. I'm hoping I'm wrong. My heart can't take that, but because I'm going to the game as well, so I don't really want to be seeing a high volume game. I just want us to go there, get the job done, and leave. But I have to respect this Spurs team. That Arsenal game, I was respecting them, but after that game, it went up to a whole nother level. But I think it'll be goals galore. But I have heard mixed reviews. Some people think it might be cagey. Some think it might be goals galore.
But for me, it's just because, like, for Ange, I don't really think he needs to change his tactics, bro, because, like, no one expects him to win the league. And he's got a decent chance of finishing the top 5. I don't think changing his tactics at Anfield, I don't think he needs to change his tactics. You know what I mean? Like, if he gets, no one expects Spurs to go to Anfield really and get a result tomorrow.
No, it's at their ground tomorrow. It's at their ground.
Oh, is it at their ground? Well, still, even still, I still think people are probably backing. I don't know what the bookies are saying. I'd imagine Liverpool are probably favourites. So I don't really think he needs to change his tactics. He's at home. He goes, if he plays well, this is what Spurs fans have been wanting, man. You know what I mean? They've had Conte, they've had Mourinho, they've had Nuno. Dead football. Yeah, they want attacking football. He ain't going to change his tactics. So listen, I don't know, man. It's going to be an interesting one. If Son and Maddison turn up, could be tasty. I just think your defense and midfield just ain't quite good enough to win the league. Like I said, I think your attack is sick, but your midfield and defense, man, I just think I look at it and sometimes it's
LV,
solid.
Listen, I get called everything under the sun, but I agree. I think eventually our depth is the reason why I don't think we can go all the way. I still think we can have a very good season. Actually, we'll go as far as say, I've said we're winning Europa League, and I think we can win one of the domestic cup, especially now you lot are out of them. I'll back us to be the favourite for the Carabao, but I do think we can have a good season in that regard. We'll pick up silverware, but the Prem to go all the way, I've been saying I don't think we have enough depth to go down. We still need a competent 6. Right now, the 8s are all doing their role, so it will look like we don't need one, but we still do need a competent 6, in my opinion. But no, I agree with you, bro.
I actually think if Spurs win this game and if they win this game against Liverpool and they go against Brighton, I think they're gonna go to actually challenge Arsenal and Liverpool for second, not only third and fourth. I don't know what stops them. If you play Liverpool Football Club and you play attacking football and you win the game, that means you can outscore everybody else.
What do you mean? What stops you? Tottenham.
Yeah.
Tottenham.
Not City. I'm talking about the second, like being the second team.
Yeah,
that
he
goes
said
behind
second place, not challenging.
Not challenging City, because I don't think they have the depth to do that. But if you win against Liverpool, you already won against Man United, you went to the Emirates and got a draw. All right, you kind of like you're passing the tests one after the other. You've played Brighton.
No, I hear that more. I don't think you're ridiculous in saying that. I just think that they are like literally. You say it. Their squad is so thin, and they have
Which was Arsenal last year, Lewis. So that's the whole thing. It's all about management the squad and being a little bit lucky. Arsenal weren't lucky at the end, but when they had the whole squad until game week 30, they were top of the league, and they were kind of like, you can say they were unstoppable until they lost Saliba, and then it just went downhill from there. As you said, it's all about injuries and luck. You can be lucky. You can just.
Even if they keep, I don't know, man. It's a difficult one, isn't it? Because obviously it's early days, so we don't really know what Ange and Spurs are saying. So far, it looks pretty good, but Spurs are Spurs. It's the history of the Tottenham. You know what I mean? At some point, we expect them to crumble. Now, will Ange change that fortune for Spurs? I mean, the Spurs fans will certainly hopeful that'll be happening, and things are looking promising. The morale certainly looks a lot better. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think if they can get in the top 5, fucking hell, I think that's seriously impressive. That's seriously impressive for Ange, mate. You know, if he gets in the top 5, losing Kane. I wasn't one of these people. You know what I mean? I see a lot of people in the summer was like, "Oh yeah, if they get rid of Kane, then the team will improve." I'm not one of them guys. Me, I'm like, yo, you lose one of the best strikers in world football, you ain't gonna get better. But so far, he's doing a fucking mint job, innit? So fair play to the guy.
The job is good, but I think if this team had Kane, they would have been even better.
Yeah, they would have been. Yeah, 100%. They would have been even better. But the way I look at it right now is just Spurs' biggest enemy is probably Spurs. That's it. Like what Lewis says, you know, it's in their history to bottle it. But the thing is, see, this is what I'd call a failure of a season. If they get knocked out of the FA Cup early and they don't finish in a Champions League spot, I think that's garbage. I think that's absolutely garbage.
Especially the way they started off, Kaz. I think you're spot on. Especially the way they started off the season.
I think there's too many variables for Spurs' team. I'm not even going to hate on them because I really like what I saw against Arsenal and even previous to of that. I think if you take away maybe a Basuma injury or maybe even Maddison, I think there's too many variables in there to say Spurs will get top 4 at this current moment. But you know what? Weirder things have happened, like Leicester winning the league, right? So
just to quickly add on that as well, Cass, right? Just to quickly add on that, bro. It's like something that really frustrated me, when I was speaking to like people about Spurs is like, last year Spurs should have finished in the top 4. They should have finished in the top 4 up until that Southampton game. They were in the top 4, and I don't want to hear people saying, "Oh yeah, but the other teams had a game in hand or whatever." Nah, they was in the top 4, and they should have finished in the top 4. And then Southampton happened. Conte come out and done a madness in the press conference, and from there it was goodbye. So they already had a squad capable of finishing the top 4. Granted, they had the best striker in world football, or one of the best strikers in world football. But fundamentally, they still had a team there that could get in the top 4. This year, they brought in a couple of players, some great signings. Basuma's moving mad. I think Maddison looks class. They've obviously strengthened the defence with Van der Ven and that. So I think people was too down on Spurs anyway, you know, in the summer. You know what I mean? I think it's just a fallout of what happened with Conte losing Kane. I think people was just depressed when they were speaking about Spurs. I didn't really get it, to be honest with you. So listen, he's doing a madness. I think it's gonna be a good game. But I think if Liverpool don't win, I think that for me is like more signals that they probably don't have the team capable of going on to win the league. But if they get the win, then they're still up there, isn't it? So
I think Basuma might be the biggest difference for Liverpool. That's who I think might run the midfield. I don't see Liverpool running the midfield. It's just maybe on a transition that they'll catch them slipping differently. You know, like Liverpool, they've had a makeshift defense for the last 3 weeks, maybe.
Yeah. Basically since the start of the season, pretty much. But I agree with you. I think I can see Basuma dominating this midfield, but for me, this is where, Jones, Szoboszlai, and McAllister will probably start this game as a trio, but they're going to have to be smarter about pressing, because if they think they can combat Sarr, Maddison, if he's fit, probably is fit, it's probably man game, but Sarr, Maddison, and Basuma, if you're going to try and go toe-to-toe, and I think there is one winner, but where they can be smart is the way they press, puffing it around them. But I think I agree with you, Kaz. Basuma, if Spurs are to get success through this game, I think it'll come through him. Not a Son, not really a Maddison. They'll be the ones to finish it off. But in terms of controlling the game, I think you're spot on. I think it'll mainly come through Basuma.
Guys, so about 500 of you here. The like button is very important. Get us to 200 likes, 250 likes. Half of you, up to like 400 of you haven't hit that like button. The like button, if you don't know, it looks like thumbs up underneath your live chat. So close that live chat, hit that like button. It helps the channel go to new audience and get more people watching us. This is how we bring you free content every day, and it doesn't cost you a penny. I think we move on from Liverpool and Spurs.
You know what? Quick one before we do that, because George and Mons are going to be later on tonight, and we're going to talk about that game way more in depth. Like that's going to be, yeah, you already know where it's going to happen already. Like, come on, it's probably George and Mons. So, and also,
but can I get one question for both Lewis and Rom especially? Who do you think have been the best player in the Premier League so far? I've heard Maddison, I've heard Mo Salah, I've heard, like, just short answer. In your opinion, who's not the most effective for their team, the best performer in the league so far?
If it isn't Amrabat, I don't know what you're talking about.
It's definitely Amrabat, Cass. It's definitely Amrabat. It's definitely. We all agree. Say Amrabat, people, and then the second. Let's go to the second player after Amrabat.
No, I'm joking.
It's not even just because we're playing them, but I would have to say so far, Maddison. I would have to say Maddison. I think he's at the heart of everything Spurs does. They were complaining, obviously, once Kane left, where's the goals, where's the assists going to come from? They're going to drop drastically, especially your Son coming back off a poor season last season. Let's have it right. And he's literally taken this season by the scruff of his neck. He said, I'm the talisman along with Son. And I think he is the main reason why Spurs are playing well. There's other factors, but I think he's one of the main ones. So I'll have to say Maddison.
I can't disagree with that. I was going to say Szoboszlai, but I think Maddison's been...
He was my second.
Guys in the chat, let us know. Lewis, do you think one of them, or you think one of your clubs?
I don't know, man. I probably have to back someone in my own team. I think Alvarez 8 in 8 so far this season. All comps 6 in 6 in the Prem. I think he's slammed it for us, and he's playing in a position.
8 in 8, did you say?
8 in 8.
That's mental.
Yeah, and he's playing in. He's not even playing in his natural position as well, which is fucking.
I thought we were talking about best signing. I thought not best
player.
player.
Did you say best signing? Oh, sorry, I thought
no, best player, not signing.
Best player.
If you're talking signing, I go Maddison probably. Yeah, I think Maddison's looking
best player in the league at the moment. Who's the best player in the league at the moment? That's a good question. You know, it has to be someone who's. Oh, you know what? This is so difficult.
Why is it difficult?
Because it's hard.
I'll still say Maddison.
That difficult.
Probably still say Maddison.
Yeah, maybe Maddison, but I'm still saying Rodri, man. Fuck it. Like I think Rodri's just. I think the DM, see the defense of the leagues and shit.
Julian Alvarez has only 2 games.
Underlooked a little bit.
LB, Julian Alvarez has only 2 goals. That's it.
Yeah. G&A, I said, didn't it? Two goals, 4 assists, and he's got 4
3 assists. Yeah, 5 in the league, and then
all comps. He's got 4 goals, 4 assists.
You know what? I think Salah's got a good shout at the moment. I think he'd be.
For me, it is. I'm gonna back my guy.
I think Salah.
Salah's definitely backing my guy.
I would say Salah, Maddison, Rodri for me probably been the best three best players.
The problem with Rodri is that a red card though is kind of like takes a couple of points from him.
Basuma, yeah.
But anyways,
I really don't overlook the defensive side of the game. I just don't know how attackers always get the plaudits, and any defensive players don't whether it's a DM or a centre back or something. Tad Bakes is big up, never foul. Just a little shout out to Barcelona being investigated. Pep's legacy hanging in the balance. First City, now Barcelona. And then, yeah, man.
We know it's 2008, always in the mind.
To be fair, it was. To be fair, on Man City or actually no, Pep.
Has nothing to do with Man
It
City.
was back in 2002.
It started from 2002 until it's just like the
Michael says, don't know what you're all smoking. Arsenal won't finish in the top 4. Only mad people rate rubbish. Kane, slip and slide, Gerrard, and Manu class of 99.
You know what I've clocked about
Michael Ramsey is coming for everybody. It's like
he hates Arsenal. Every season I see, he hates Arsenal.
I don't understand. Who does Michael support? I thought he was a Liverpool fan.
Same, and then he said I don't support Liverpool, so I don't know who he supports.
He doesn't support Arsenal.
I just think, you know what I think it is, Kaz? I just think he hates the Premier League. I've seen him get onto every club. Every club.
Well, he hasn't said any. The only teams there I ain't seen him. He must be a City fan. Yeah,
I don't know, man. Call it Man U class of 99. They're not nice words coming out of a City fan. I wouldn't say that, man.
He said Man U, to be fair. He didn't say Man United. He said Man U. And then Ted Bakes is saying Yves Bissouma.
The best player in the league.
I've
heard it.
Oh, there's another shout. Big up. Can't remember who said it in the chat, but Paqueta of Chris.
Chris. No, man. Yeah, long day. I'd rather James Ward-Prowse. Anyways, man, we're going to be talking more on Spurs and Liverpool later on, more in depth. It's going to be hectic. It's going to be funny. Joe's going to be there as well to make sure.
Wait, are you doing predictions quickly? What do you know?
Oh, I'm going to say 2-2.
I've gone 3-3. I think it'll be high scoring.
I've heard 4-3. I've heard like 5-3. I've heard.
Imagine if this is just 0-0 or 1-1 after all that.
Yeah, I don't even know what score it's going to be.
Here we go. Big up Michael again. It says Liverpool won't win anything with rubbish Jones. Caicedo's the best player because he went for 150 million. I think that's
a bit harsh.
I think
Jones has been one of our best players this season. So
yeah, I think he's underrated at the moment. I'd say he's
going under the radar.
Yeah, man. At least he's well, if he played for another country or something, I'd be like, I'll bun him. But yeah, man, moving on. You know, talking of Arsenal and who might not drop fourth place or whatever, they've got mad injuries. I saw the list and I know they're getting assessed later on. So if I can find a list.
Who's the list? Because I've heard like 8 names. I'm like, surely these 8 players can't all be out. Like some will make it late fitness test. Some
I'm pretty sure I can go on Rory's account. All right, here's a whole 11 pretty much of the first team. So we all know Timber. So forget that. Saliba's potentially out of the game tomorrow. Fabio Vieira potentially out for tomorrow. They're going to go through late fitness tests. So forth. Partey's out. Rice hasn't trained all week. Saka hasn't trained all week. Trossard, who hasn't trained all week, and also Martinelli, who hasn't trained all week. That's like Man United's 11 of what we were saying at the start of the season. You could make an 11 of who's not available pretty much second game in after the Arsenal game as well. So they've got a lot of injuries, but so do a lot of other teams. Man City's got a lot of injuries. Man United's got a lot of injuries. Chelsea have got a lot of injuries.
Any team that don't touch wood on my club rarely got any, if any.
Yeah, so this is going to be I think Arsenal's second string team, even with Kivy or Jesus, I think Nelson's on some good form at the moment. Maybe not in case.
Listen, they still got 3 of their back 4. They'll still have Zinchenko, White, and Gabriel. So they should still have enough to win, man. They should. But
the midfield of obviously Jorginho's come to it. Well, he had a good game against Brentford. They got El Nene, had some decent minutes. Who else is there? Kai Havertz could have got an assist. Ødegaard, that should be enough to beat Bournemouth, right?
Should be. And then front 3 will probably be Nelson left, Jesus right up top.
Okay,
I don't think so. Like, I don't think that's enough. That front line is kind of like weaker. Reece Nelson, is all right, but I think Bournemouth at home, they don't win games, but I think they put in good performances at home. I think actually Bournemouth, I'm not saying they're gonna win the game, but I think they can definitely get a result like the way they did against Chelsea by playing tough, by putting in tackles, by outrunning Arsenal. Arsenal might nick it 1-0, but if I'm to put my money on it, I'll say it's a draw. This is what I would think it is. unless someone comes with like something out of the bag, which is the Trossard is not. If Trossard, Saka, Martinelli aren't there, and if Declan Rice is injured, then Saliba, I think that's a very weakened team, to be honest. That's literally every superstar other than Odegaard.
I mean,
outside.
Bournemouth played something decent against Chelsea. I thought last time.
And
That's the last-
Kluivert,
I thought they were all right, but I can't knock this Arsenal. The Arsenal defense, I think, is still too good. Don't you think, LB? Like Tomiyasu, brick wall against Brentford, by the way, away from home. You could say Brentford's probably more threatening than a Bournemouth. Bournemouth can't score to save their life, really.
Yeah, I don't rate that Solanke, man, to be honest with you.
Apparently, he might be out.
Well, good.
Yeah, I saw that as well.
I actually think that's probably a benefit. I don't know who they play there. I just don't rate him. Yeah, I mean, listen, I've seen Bournemouth a couple of times this year, and they've not been too bad. You know, they've only lost against Liverpool, Spurs, and Brighton. So you know, it's not bad at home. Only one loss, and that was against Spurs. So yeah, I don't know, man. If Mo's right though, and Bournemouth get a point, and Spurs can do something, then fucking hell. I mean, as long as City don't fuck it up tomorrow, you might as well just hand the trophy straight to us already, boys. To be honest,
no, I can't wait to talk about this.
You're in your armchair. Just to echo what Mo said, for me, I think Mo spot on. If Arsenal are to win this game tomorrow, I think they're relying on individual brilliance. I don't think it will be anything to do with the team. I think Odegaard or Jesus will have to just pull something out of the air. But now you've reeled off all them names, a draw is very possible. And I don't know if I'm saying Areola, Bournemouth manager. One thing I will say about them is they, like you said, Cass, they do play good football. They just can't hit the back of the net. Even at Anfield, right? They had spells where they were causing us so much trouble in the break. So
it should have been 2-0, but before you scored.
Should have, but
should have been 2-0.
Well, the thing is as well, yeah, Arsenal haven't played well in one match in the Premier League this year, and they're just not. Anyone tells me that
not in the Forest, maybe.
No, bro, they were asked. They dominated possession. Like, if they didn't
last 20-30 minutes, they were holding on. They've
not played well, bro, in one single.
Man, jeez, go on.
You've not played well in one game this year in the Premier League, so I think they've gone backwards as a team on the football pitch. I think they lack some of that energy that they had last year, where they were just like sort of getting the ball forward so quickly to the wingers and sort of blowing teams away. He seems to be more slow, more methodical sort of build up. Why? Maybe to try and stop being counter-attacked or have more control of the game. But that's not what made Arsenal special last year. What made Arsenal special last year was almost a little bit like Klopp-esque in the way that they just get the ball forward to their front man and say, do something. And this year, man, I just think they're so slow. And yeah, I just don't think they're. They haven't played.
Backwards. Just to be fair to Arsenal, they haven't played their front three together other than 30 minutes the whole season. And this guy in Ketia, maybe he can put the ball in the back of the net, but I don't think he's good enough to get the best out of the Sakas, the Odegaards, and Trossard or Martinelli. He's so isolated as a player, doesn't link up the play very well. And we know that to play your wingers and to get them involved, you'll need a striker that will get them involved. That's the only thing I will give them leeway for that. And I'm waiting to see Arsenal back with that lineup with Jesus, Trossard or Martinelli and Saka. I haven't seen that yet. They haven't been fluid. But again, this is Bournemouth. As I said, they haven't won at home. They haven't lost at home other than one game. I think they'll do a result. And if not, Areola is due a win.
But to be fair to Arsenal, they've been, don't get me wrong, they haven't been brilliant, but they haven't lost yet this season. They're the only team other than Liverpool and Man City to not lose this year, if I'm correct, unless I'm missing out a team. So they can actually play bad and still get a result. I just don't think there's just enough for Bournemouth. See that Ouattara Django brother, what a piece of shit. Like, I look at everything else that's around. I like their midfield, to be fair. Like, I like Christian. I think that's decent. I think Kelly has on and off games. I still think Arsenal are going to be too much.
Like Billing can cause problems as well.
Yeah, see, that's where I think that's where they're gonna have their most joy, is probably through Billing. But I just don't see Bournemouth really giving Arsenal a hard time. And I think that's already +1. That's already a +1 to Arsenal, if that makes sense. I can't see them drop. I want them to drop points. I just don't see it. Like, bro, look at their back line. Senesi and all them, man. Allow it. Come on, man. Like, that Arsenal are not that bad. They're not bad.
I think Arsenal will win. I just think they've regressed this year.
It'll be a slender win. I think it'll be like a 1-0 or a 2-1. I don't think they'll just play them off the park. It'll basically be that you want to. It'll be a type of win where what champions do. It'll be ugly, get in and get out there. That's what it'll be for me.
Yeah, the only credit I'd really give them is the fact that in my opinion, they've not played well in a single Premier League game this year, and they're still unbeaten. They've won 4 and drawn 2. Like that is probably like a W in itself. But listen, all I'm saying is, if they're a team that wants to win the title, I think you look worse than you did last season.
No, I hear that. In respect to that, when you're thinking about a title winning, we're thinking of Arsenal more towards if you want to go win the league type situation, not sitting in top 4 type situation. That's how we're holding them right now. What are you saying, Ty, man? Lots of injuries. You're the one to post it, to be fair, in the group, even though I didn't see it. But yeah, lots of injuries. What are you saying?
Yeah,
man?
it's interesting, man. Big up everyone in the chat, obviously. Everyone watching. Sorry, I think we cut you off. My signal went all buggy there. Sorry, my bad.
No, your light was kind of loud.
To be fair,
it's all right. It's all right.
Is it lagging? Oh, I'll try and land and then I'll be quiet, so I know that it's got a delay in it. I think Arsenal need to get the job done here. This is where players like the Nelsons, Tomiyasu, for example, if he had to come in, or Saliba doesn't quite make it, whoever fills in Kiwior, they need to step up, because at the end of the day, if you want to win trophies and do what City done last year, you need to be able to use the squad and rely on them players to come in at times when it's needed. At the end of the day, the Premier League's 38 games. If you go through far in the Champions League, you're playing 6 group games, and you're going through the knockouts. That's 10 games there already. You want to try and win the FA Cup, as Arsenal want to do, and win a trophy. That's another 7 games there. So at the end of the day, they're going to have to rely on the squad. So if they're getting tested this early, then they've got to be ready to step up. And I think what LB's saying is spot on. I don't think Arsenal have been that great this season. However, they're still unbeaten. They've won 4, and, they're still in the top 4 at the moment. And they're only going to get better for me. I don't think Arsenal should be regressing. I think, if anything, they've had a bit of a slower start, but they should only get better. A couple of players like Declan Rice have come into the side, and he looks like he's only going to grow. And I'm not the biggest Declan Rice fan. Let me put it out there. I thought 100 million Declan Rice. I think he'll be more suited to a box-to-box role, but they've played him in the number 6. And I just thought, you know what? When he went off against Tottenham, you could realise the sort of change in that Arsenal team already without him in the side. He just gives them a bit of that still. So they need him back. But I expect Arsenal to do the business. Let's not get it twisted. It's Bournemouth away, and they're missing their potential best striker in Dominic Solanke. So they've got their problems anyway. So Arsenal, if I was an Arsenal fan and we don't win that game, I'd be very disappointed. And can I just lastly say, LB, very good to see you, my brother.
Yeah, cheers, bro. You too, man. Big up.
Yeah, and it's also good that we're 6 likes away from 200. So if any bums ain't done that yet, you know what to do. Smash the like button. Please make sure. Also subscribe to Lewis on It's LB. It's been in the pinned all video, and it's also in the description. So you can always find him there. On the road to 10K already. 10K in the space of a few months. Anyways, so I thought I'd highlight that a little bit there. You know what I mean? Fast growing City fan. But yeah, man. Other than that, Arsenal.
Well, why do some Arsenal fans get vexed, man, in the chat?
I don't just.
Yeah. Don't. Tell him.
You can't say anything bad about them. You can't at all.
But the thing is, we spoke about Spurs and Liverpool for about 20 minutes, right? And then we speak about Arsenal because we're doing the games for Saturday, Sunday, whatever, right? And all of a sudden, it's all about Arsenal. Where was you for the first 20 minutes? But I just don't bother. Big up Arteta Muse, man. You give me life, man. Trust me. But yeah, what are you saying for predictions off of this game? I'm actually going to go 1-0 Arsenal. No, 2-0 Arsenal. I still think they still win this game very decently. I think Jesus gets a goal. Ødegaard gets a goal. I think Ødegaard packed them in last time out of Bournemouth as well. If I remember, early in the season last year.
That was a day of the barbecue.
Yeah.
I see this game going 1-1.
I wish. I need a meltdown. I need some algorithms to go.
But I need Arsenal to win games. This is not going to be a good league if Arsenal and Liverpool and Spurs start losing games. Maybe we just wrap it up. I don't
know about that, man. It sounds pretty good to me, bro.
Yeah, for you. Come on, you know what it is. 4 Pete. We just wrap it up in December or January or something. we start moving on, bro, to different competitions.
Well, I think City want this league anyway. To be honest, bro, the competition this year is
here
not.
we go again.
No, not
Imagine,
even.
imagine being able to speak like that. Imagine being able to speak like that.
No.
That
You know what it is,
chest about your
bro? I
club.
don't even.
It's
no,
the truth,
you know what it
bro.
is? It's the
No,
truth.
I know.
It's
I'm
not
just
even
saying. I'm envious. I wish I could speak how
you
LV
know
is.
what it is,
You know?
bro? It's not even like arrogance on the part of my club. I think it's more due to the failings of the other clubs. It's failings of Arsenal in the window. It's the failings of Liverpool in the window. It's not even so much like, what did we do? We bought Doku, who's like a backup winger, who's going to be like promising. We bought Nunes from Wolves, and we got Kovacic for 25 million from Chelsea. Like, we've not, other than Gvardiol, we've not really gone out there and done any like major fucking business. For me, it's more the failures of the other clubs. Failure from Arsenal spending £65 million on Kai Havertz. Failure from Liverpool not sorting out the defence and centre mid position. Like, that's why I'm so confident. Not even necessarily due to anything to do with my own club, you know.
To be fair, LB,
Can I ask you something, LB? Can I ask you something quickly? I work with Sam. I don't know if you remember him. We used to do Feed the Goat and stuff on the City podcast and on Never a Foul, right? I just walked out the room and said to him, LB's on. He just said you're going to walk the league. And he's looking at me smirking. We were just having an argument together, me and him, because we sit next to each other. He's a City fan, obviously. And I said, the Champions League, right? I know we're talking Premier League. Champions League, I said, you lot should be winning it 2 in a row. I said, when you look at the competition, Real Madrid, yeah, they haven't got a striker, but they're okay, but you don't know Real Madrid are going to turn up. And Bayern Munich, I don't really rate them. The name's big, but the team isn't. I think the way you said you'll walk the Premier League, I know the Champions League is different. I get it. It's European football. But I think you should be winning the Champions League as well. And I think it should be easier.
The only difference is with Champions League, as we all know, is the best team doesn't always win it, right? Because it's a knockout tournament. Whereas the league, the best team always wins it. But I mean, so far I've watched Bayern, I've watched Real Madrid, and neither of them really impressed me. I mean, Real Madrid against Atletico Madrid the other night were fucking shambolic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought Atletico Madrid looked like they were going to score every time they went forward. Bayern Munich, I watched them in the game against Leipzig, first game of the season. Average. Watched them against United. Average. The only team I've not watched.
I'm so glad you're actually coming on here with a bit of not. And I'm not saying you're being condescending to other clubs. You're coming on here with a chest saying, you know, we're going to walk the league, and the competition in the Champions League at the moment isn't great. I remember watching where it was like 5 teams, and you could pick any of the 5 that you think might reach the final. Unfortunately, it's just not like that at the moment, and I'm glad you you admit that. Sorry, Cass, I'll let you go back to it, but I wanted to just see if I was crazy thinking that they should be winning the Champions League this year, definitely, and the league, because they should.
Who Arsenal? Yeah, 100%. What's it called? Darren says Arsenal lose and Man City are out of reach. Well, talking of Man City, then Man City got Wolves. I'm just gonna wrap this up quick, man. Please, Lewis, what's the score gonna be? Just tell me the score. I'm not joking. I'm saying 5-0.
You know what, bro? I'm not even just saying this, right? You know what? I don't even think Wolves have been that bad this year.
But they crumble in their moments. When they crumble, it's like apple crumble. It's a madness, man.
And they can't score a goal for their life.
Like the Berlin Wall, like it's a madness. Like honestly, I just think with Wolves, they need to be really careful because they start games well, but they can't really finish dinner too much. Their defense goes once they concede goals, that's it. The floodgates are open.
Yeah.
And even the manager, Cass, he makes some dodgy subs, man. Oh my word.
Yeah, 100%. I just don't see this being.
I think we get the win, Cass, which is the main thing. Like, I'm not really that bothered about it. For me, having the ability to go to the Emirates next weekend and losing and still being above Arsenal, that is some insurance policy. That so I don't even care what the result is. Just get the win against Wolves, and then I just think that puts so much pressure on Arsenal then because realistically they got to win.
I was going to say I can't remember last time Pep loses 2 games in a row as well.
Because I was going to say, we know what City are like after a loss. I can see this being 4-5-0 as well. But it's something I wanted to ask you because I asked Daps and he said it's going to be even sweeter when we beat Arsenal. Without a KDB and Rodri, are you still confident going to the Emirates?
Yeah, of course I am, bro. Of course I am. Confident in my team. You know what I mean? This is funny, mate. All Arsenal fans were gassed when Rodri got sent off. I was like, okay, you know what I mean? A bit of an L, but I'm still confident in my team that we can go and get the win.
Kovacic and Nunes,
Alvarez or Foden. Like, it is what it is. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sit here and start fucking, crying about it. You know what I mean? Deal with the shit, move, And I think we got the squad to go there and do him in. So listen, like I say, for me, so the fact that we can go there, lose, and still be above them, that is class in match day 7. Like, that's pretty insane, to be honest with you. So yeah, listen, I'm just
and LB, even this season's a bit indifferent for you, look, because you never normally start this Cincinnati. Normally you grow into the season and you start peaking around Christmas time and that. But for City to win pretty much every game, have you even drawn a league game yet? I don't know.
if six on 6. You know what it is for me, Roms? You know the scary moment that all opposition clubs, players, and fans should have been worried about. Did you see the comments from Kyle Walker at the beginning of the season, where he sat down the City team, right, and said, "Why the fuck do we always play catch up in December, January, and February? Why don't we just slam the league from day one?" That's what he said to the squad. And I just think that is like elite mentality, man. That is like that should have sent shockwaves around football. Like, oh shit, if they're serious and they actually do that, then it could be an interesting one. But listen, sometimes you're vulnerable when you get a little bit comfortable. You know what I mean? Like, listen to what I'm saying. I'm comfortable. You know what I mean? No Rodri, no KDB. Yeah, no problem. Like, sometimes that's when you're vulnerable. So got to go out there, and at the end of the day, you're playing 11 against 11. Like I say, for me, get the win against Wolves, and then I think we're in a good.
Then again, LB, you flip it and you look at players like Nunes, who had a good game last week. You look at Kovacic back from injury. You got Doku now coming into the side. Obviously, Grealish back, getting his fitness. Even with Rodri and I can't remember who we said out. Rodri and KDB. That's it, of course. These are where, like I said about the Arsenal players about 10 minutes ago, they want to step up now. Nunes wants to come in and show Pep that, look, even if your main player's out, I can go alongside Kovacic. I can do it. Like Doku's done with a few good performances. When Grealish has been out, I can step up. So I feel like Nunes and that will grab it and take this opportunity, hopefully, in your side.
I'm not asking Lewis here. Nunes, Kovacic, Alvarez in front of them.
You're going to see where's the defensive cover, isn't it?
If that your team plays Roms against that midfield, you're scared. Do you think that midfield can dictate a game? I know Pep comes up with the perfect plan to dictate the game. Is that a midfield that you think can dictate the games?
The reason why I say yes is because you've got 3 technicians where you just struggle to get the ball off them. Yes, you have spells where you nick the ball off them, but the reason why I'll say they can, and this is testament to Pep. He has a certain profile that he brings into the club. And I think the first fundamental is you have to be comfortable with the ball in and out of pressure. And because I think all 3 of them players I still think they can dominate the midfield.
I'm going to throw an example out there, Roms. I watched the first half against Newcastle. Newcastle couldn't get the ball.
So does that mean that Rodri is being overrated by people? It's all the system then?
Nah, it doesn't mean he's been overrated. I just think the team is still very good because we have a good. These
names are not great, Lewis. These names are good, but are not great.
Kovacic is a top player.
Kovacic is good. He's good. He isn't Rodri. He isn't KDB. He isn't Gundogan. Is that?
I never knew that.
Kovacic is his own player, bro.
He is at their level. Is he at their level? You think Kovacic?
No, but he brings something else. He brings experience. Yes. He's played at the top level. I mean, you look at the clubs he's played for. You know what I mean? 100 games into Milan, 100 Real Madrid, 200 Chelsea, 100 Croatia. Like, the guy's a top player, bro. You know what I mean? And Nunes brings something else. Nunes
I like
energy as well.
I like Kovacic.
What? Wait, no. When I say no, I mean he's a bad boy. He's a bad.
Do you know what it is? I think
the reason why I'm asking this is that because Matheus Nunes and Kovacic and Alvarez, who isn't a defensive, yes, he presses and everything. They suit that Man City system, right? But if they come against a midfield like the Liverpool midfield that can like go across the midfield and slash midfielders and then just go across them, do we think that is something that they need a Rodri replacement still? And Calvin Phillips isn't doing the job.
Nah, bro. Remember, we'll have John Stones as well. John Stones can push.
Yeah, but he's injured. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but he's back.
I actually said that. He's back in training.
He should be back for the Arsenal game, yeah.
That's the difference for me. If Man City get comfortable and John Stones does that role where he slots in, let's say he more than likely would slot in next to, I would say, Kovacic more than Nunes potentially. Because I think Nunes is better. His qualities is when he drives, right? Then it's like, what have you really lost too much? I mean, Rodri's obviously different levels, but you ain't lost that defensive stability. You know what I mean? Especially when you've got Kyle Walker there to defend. Especially when you've got Kanji on fire form at the moment. You know, I think it's all right. I mean, even if it's against Arsenal, who cares? They're missing 4 players that haven't trained all week. Key players. That's more.
You know, what probably happened, Kaz. They'll probably rush them for that City game, and then we've seen
man. No, but even if they haven't played all week, they haven't trained all week. So that means match sharpness and match fitness is down by tenfold. So, you know, I think Arsenal's got a tough test. I think they go into the Emirates as probably the underdogs of the fixture. And I know Bernardo Silva and that's missing for City and that, but this is Man City, man. But anyways, it's not about next week. That's for next week. Moving on, there is a guy that has returned from the police station training. His name is Antony. Not that he's going to set the world alight or anything, but he's back. He's back for the Man United. Well, not for I doubt for the game, but probably next week's fixtures. A little bit of a boost since Martinez is. I know he's not defensive, but Martinez is out for 2 to 3 months. That foot injury, that's probably down to Man United's medical team. You know, why did you rush him back? This is the result of it. Mm-hmm. But I don't think we're going to miss him for the next 2 months. No, looking at the fixtures, other than City, I think maybe Anfield as well. We'll miss him, but I think we'll be all right. But other than that, Man United versus Palace round 2. Wait, Amrabat masterclass incoming. Who disagrees? Who disagrees?
This is the first time this season I think I predicted a United win, but I think you win this comfortably. I think you actually win this. Palace can't hit a barn door right now.
Edouard's injured. He's done his hamstring.
He's injured. I was going to have to give him prop.
Yeah, that's injured.
Cool. That even strengthens my opinion now. But I was going to say they can't really hit a barn door, and if they do, it's Edouard. I think he's scored about 4 Premier League goals, so he is up there. But Palace, I just think it'll be comfortable for United. Amrabat coming in, I think it was. I hate giving you that prop. It was an amazing debut. You know, I rate Rasmus from the cameo I saw against Arsenal. Some say he didn't do that much, but you know when you can just see, he's gonna be a problem. Rasmus coming into the fold. You can say what you want about Mount, but to put that performance back in coming from injury, you have to give him his credit. But I can see a comfortable win for United. And this is the first time I'm saying this, but I just think Palace aren't really going to pose any real threat. And it's going to be one of the ones when they do get chances, they're not going to take them. You can just see it. So I think it's going to be a comfortable United win.
You know what? Yeah, the only thing is I have about this, which sparks doubt in my mind, is winning against a team twice in a row. That's where I look at it and think, oh, you know what? This thing for the first time we expected to dominate. We expected to go and pepper them, and all of a sudden you put Rashford and Bruno back into the system. This whatever it is, the inverted left back, whatever, because we got bare bones at the back, and you go 1-0 down, you end up drawing the game or something like that.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You and Ty said something weeks ago, and it's when United are expected to just win comfortably in that. It's when you don't. So
when we don't. Honestly, that's why I want tomorrow. I want us to actually win a game comfortably. I was with Cass watching the game this week, and like it was so nice. Me and him were just like talking and enjoying the game, being 3-0 up. Like we haven't actually had that for a long time.
We were screaming, bro. You
know, we were screaming. Amrabat just came to like give me the ball from the back 4. Me and Cass were running around the living room like we've never seen it in 10 years. You know what I mean?
We haven't seen it.
Yeah, we haven't. It's Michael Carrick. Yeah. So like, I'll be honest, early. I think the floodgates can open. I think it's about getting that first goal in the first 20 minutes. I think already what we've seen is Amrabat gives us that calmness. He gives us that volume passing, which I think players like Rodri, Jorginho and that do, which enable you to keep the ball and keep recycling it quickly. And I think with Reguilon now already, he's going to be starting at left back in that inverted role, and we're going to try and dominate the midfield, get Amrabat in there, and let's see what we can do. Obviously, right now, I said it before the first game when we played Burnley. I said, look, we've got Burnley away, and then 6 of our next 7 games were at home. I want us to go on a match-winning run and win in the next 5 or potentially the next 7 up until the City game. We've beaten Burnley 1-0 clean sheet. We struggled in the first 20 minutes, but no matter what, we come through it, and that's what you need when your confidence is low. And then we went into the Carabao Cup. Martial scored. Mount come back and done well, like Rom said. Amrabat, good debut. There's much more positives to go into this game tomorrow than there has been the rest of this season so far.
All I'd say, bro, is it sounds to me like I don't know where this comfortable win is coming from. Like, where's this energy coming from? Like,
to be fair, we've just beat them on the Carabao Cup. Sorry, man, 1 second. We've just beat them in the Carabao Cup. And, you know, Amrabat's coming. We've got Mount coming back. We've got a bit of depth in that squad now, and we can score some goals, hopefully, against them. They've lost their best striker. They've lost Wilfried Zaha. You know, Eze can't do it by himself. Michael Elise is injured. When you look at it as well, LB, it's not just about Man United. It's about who we're playing. And like Rom said, I don't think they have the ability to score enough goals. And I think that if we score early...
You say score enough goals, bro. What? You've scored 7 goals, right? Which is the second worst attack in the top 10. Only worsened by Palace, who've scored 1 less. They've got a better defence than you. You've got the joint...
They've got better defence than us?
They've conceded 7 goals.
Okay, you're going by stats. Okay, fair.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, like, I think you'll win the game, but I think there's a little bit too much confidence there for, say, a
2-0, 2-0, 3-0. That's fine. That's comfortable, right?
I think there's some
man.
there's factors in there. One, I'm going to Old Trafford and I'll always win. So when I go watch them, and I watch them enough, so that's one factor. So because of me.
Second, good luck, Omen.
Second one, I mentioned it is at Old Trafford at the end of the day, which is another factor in itself. Third, I think it's the personnel that can come into the team to actually play whatever we need to play. Yeah. I think other than the other games, of course, you can go off of them games. It's easy. But I just look at the midfield, like Scott McTominay, Casemiro, Bruno on the right-hand side or some shit. Mabry sometimes. Well, actually, Mabry came in and we won. Varane's back, at least. That's different box. At least that's a decent defender or a good enough defender, better than what we had available than like Johnny Evans.
Gallo's doing well at the moment as well.
I think it comes down to where my confidence is from, personally, as a United fan, is when the last game out, yes, it was kind of a second string teamish Palace, but a lot of them were actually first teamers. I think Joachim Anderson being in there makes a big difference, though. 100%. I think he's got one of the best. He progresses the ball really good this season. Like I think he's in the top 3.
You're great. Both decent.
Yeah. In there. I don't think it's gonna. But it's the fact that we even with them or without them. I think United dominated pretty much from minute 0 to 83 until we started taking off players as well. And that's where I get my confidence from.
And also our home form. Let's be honest. I know we lost to Brighton, but our home record over the last year and a half has been pretty good. LB, like we beat you, we beat Liverpool, we beat Chelsea. Like we've beaten the teams we've needed to do. And I think tomorrow, to carry on that run, winning 2 games in a row, there's no excuses.
I've got a question for you. I've been seeing this notion online that do you think, for me, I think it's a no-brainer. I think both of them come straight back in. But do you believe Rashford and Bruno should just come straight back into this team, or don't fix what's not broken? Some United fans have said leave them out, and I think that's.
No, I would leave Rashford out, and I'll start Bruno. I think Bruno I'm putting in there because I think other than anything that I saw on Wednesday or Tuesday, shall I say, I don't mind taking Mabry out or Mount. Mount's not fully fit anyway, so I don't care. So Bruno can do what Mount done. I think that's decent enough in that box midfield that we saw when obviously Amrabat inverts. Rashford though, I don't want him to start. Garnacho just had a decent game, mate. Rashford being piss poor. I don't think.
I say that to say this though, Cass. You're saying Garnacho had a decent game, and he has. But you'll know as United fans, he doesn't start games well. He normally comes on and plays well as an impact player.
But you asked me what I would do, not what Ten Hag would do.
Yeah, true. And if it was me and Roms, I start both. So that's my answer.
I don't. Fun them.
I would start Martial over Højlund.
Probably.
Come on, Ty. Look at Ty's grid.
I'll start both.
Be honest. If you are choosing the team,
I'll start both.
You have one striker to start. Who would you start tomorrow?
Rasmus Højlund.
You probably start both of them together.
Probably going 4-4-2. Throw it back.
Throw it back 4-4-2.
I think Man United win this game, but not with like 3-4-0.
Yeah,
Gay and Anderson are coming back, and they kind of like they concede goals, but they're gonna sit back.
Mo, what if I could ask you, Mo, as a neutral, do you want to see Man United win or do you want to see Man United lose?
I want to see Man United to win tomorrow because of Amrabat as well.
You know what?
I'm like the Arab Defense League here. Like you have no idea. This is the Arab Defense League, bro.
I never want to lose, but of course I don't. But if I swear down, there will be chaos. Let's say Arsenal lost. Let's say Man City drew.
No, there's bare 3 o'clock games, isn't it?
Stop it. Here we go.
Man United lose. Chelsea. Who cares about them? I'm just saying it's going to be chaos and algorithms will be high. I'm winning. I'm still winning. Yeah, because all you lot will be.
All I want is 3 points. I don't care if it's 5-4, 3
I
points
think
like
2-0
LB said about his
I
club.
think 2-0's calm. I think 2-0's
2-0,
all right.
2-0 lovely. I'd love a 2-0 Martial goal. Perfect.
Atrocious, bro. Crystal Palace going forward, absolutely atrocious,
Yeah,
bro.
they're atrocious.
Like it's
I'm looking at
ridiculous.
I'm looking at their away form. I'm looking at their away form this season. They started well against Sheffield United with 1, but then they drew against the Brentford with 1-1. Then they go to Villa and then Villa beat them 3-1. And then they go away to us obviously on Tuesday and they lose 3-0. They're not really great away from home, too tough.
They won't get a point. They shouldn't get a point. Even if Man United get a dodgy decision, like always, it doesn't matter. You'll
Like
still
always.
And can I say one thing as well?
Should have had, yeah.
I had
And-
to
and-
say that in there, bro.
And the only thing I wanted to say, I know Antony's in the title. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. Antony's back in training from next week. He's Eric for me. He's Eric Ten Hag's stepson. He loves him. He plays him at every opportunity. He'll start him every game. I think the way we played in the last couple of games, we've seen that we can actually play football and win games without him. I don't think Antony should just walk back in this side and start every game like he has been doing. That's all I'm going to say on Antony. You need to work just like the others to get back in that side and prove yourself. Simple. I don't want none of this stepson business.
And obviously, what do you think? What do you guys think the score's going to be? Then I'm saying 2-0, as I said. I think it's
3-1.
2-1 United.
2-0.
Yeah. So we all think they're winning, anyways. I don't know if we want to talk on Chelsea because it's on Monday, but should we?
Who they're playing?
They got Fulham
Playing
away.
Fulham away.
You know what I find funny? Yeah? After one result, spoke to a few Chelsea fans. Yeah, you can't predict us to lose. You know we're going to win now. We've got a bit of confidence. And I'm like, where are your goals still coming from? You only beat Brighton 1-0. Like, I don't understand where this newfound confidence has come from. Obviously, you're going to get that cliche saying it's a derby, anything can happen, whatnot. But Fulham aren't the greatest going forward as well. But I still just don't think Chelsea win. Something just tells me they still don't go there and get 3 points.
I have got a question for the panel, actually. I was actually very intrigued to see what you lot think. Nicholas Jackson suspended. Who do you guys see him start up front, or does he change the formation? That is actually a genuine question.
Bro.
Yeah, honestly, bro.
What, you just start him, throw him straight in?
Yeah.
He played.
Yeah.
He played. It's not his first
When?
minute. He played the week before. He came off the bench.
He came on
It's
in the
not his
Carabao
first
Cup?
game.
And against Brighton, yeah.
And against,
Oh, okay.
it's
So I
not-
didn't
it's
know
not
that.
his
Okay,
first
fair.
minute. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Lewis is
And you know what it is? Even on bro's loan spell to Southampton, I know I think he got an injury, a little niggle, and his form kind of dropped. But he started off well there. I think he actually is a goal scorer. To take Chelsea to a new level, no, he's not going to be that guy. But put it like this: put him 1-on-1 instead of Jackson 10 times. I think Bro scores more than Jackson from what I've seen because he can finish, and we have seen it. But I still don't think Chelsea get a result here. I just don't. I think Fulham, Craven Cottage will be up for it, and they'll just be a better team on the night.
Yeah, maybe. But other than that, I think we can wrap up there nicely on the hour. Big up LB. You can find his channel in the linked in the description or in the linked pin as well, so you can find him there. Big up yourself. Big up Roms, Ty, Mo, and myself, obviously.
Yeah. Oh, guys, by the way, just a quick plug. If you want to see a direct sort of, mini breakdown of the Spurs Liverpool game on the videos on the tab, me and Cass have done a studio show, 20 minutes, preview discussing more of the key battles and stuff. So if you want to watch that, go and slash a like and drop your combined 11 in the comments.
Yeah, we're doing videos now. We're doing videos, moving up in the world. Other
What
than that,
were we doing before? What were we doing before? Pictures.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. But other than that, in a bit, is anyone live right now? Is anyone going live? Let's see, who can we redirect to? Someone give me a stream. No one. Amazing. No one's live.
No, I'm live in 15, but I got to have a break, man.
Wait, are you live in 15 minutes?
Oh, Roms, happy
I'm live
birthday
at
as well.
3:15, innit?
Thank you, bro.
Wait, one sec. So let me try to find your stream for you quick. It's LB.
I don't know if you can do it unless they're actually live, can you?
No, you can.
Yeah, it's at Phillips. There you go. Everyone can go to Lewis's stream right there, and you can talk to him. Everyone go over there, like the video. We are not even on 300 likes, so like this video. But make sure you go over there, smash a like for him, and yeah, man, set him off to 100 likes or 50 likes or something. Just be nice and enjoy your weekends, people. Man, we'll be back tonight later. It's going to be absolutely shameless.